Hey everyone, Daniel Whitlow here. So today, our mission, should we choose to accept, which I guess I am, is replacing the seals in the control arm shaft and the rings on the piston. You know, who knows if they're actually needed or not, but I ordered them. Might as well. We have it apart right, or at least off. So we'll follow the manual here and hopefully it won't lead us wrong. So first off, we're gonna take off this valve housing. I don't really want to have to get into that. The thought of a valve housing sounds complicated, but we just got to take that off. Take our piston cap off. Then we'll flip it over and get some things from the underside. All right, so we got the valve body off, piston cover off, and then you just wiggle the arms back and forth a couple times and your piston will come out. Of course, I just had it out. There you go. It's interesting. It's not actually connected to anything. So we got, looks like a rubber seal and some sort of washer there. And that's a little dark. You can see the rod in there. And now it says we take off the lift arms, so I'll undo those bolts there. And then I think we flip it over, take a bolt out. I'll get to that. Take the lift arms off. All right, so this arm came off somewhat easily. Surprisingly, it's on that taper pretty tight. This one does not want to come off. I sprayed it, wrapped on it, beat on it. You know, it's hard to get a good hammer going on there. But the manual says this shaft is going to have to go out right to left. So maybe if I hammer on the shaft, I don't know, I'm not sure I can get that bolt out. I can just hammer the shaft out of it while this is held up. But anyway, so we got to take this cover off and take this bolt out here on the cam. All right, bada bing, bada boom, it worked. I pounded on that shaft and that came right off. So when you pound it out, that seal comes out there. We'll have to get the one out on this side. See here. Come on, light. You can do it. Bushings don't look too worn. At least I don't think so. From what I don't think so. I think that's just dirt on the edge there. I'll clean that out. That ring came out somewhere in here. I gotta see where that goes. So we'll go ahead and look inside the cylinder. And I believe I have the pieces to put this back together. So, yeah, let's see what we get into a little bit here. All right, so we're going to run a hone on the cylinder here. Clean that up a little bit. Just a little dirty in there, a little surface rust. So that's salvageable at least. So there, if you actually look about the 10 o'clock position there on that spline, you can see a V mark. That was the V mark I was talking about where we'll align some of the other components. Oh, and one more thing to make life exciting. So there's an O-ring right here that you want to get out and replace. Then might be hard for me to show up, but there's another one on this side in here. Basically right there. Come on, zoom. You can do it. Well, I'm trying right there. Already got it out though. And just so you know, they are different part numbers. So when you get the O-rings, don't mix them up. Make sure you order two different ones, not two of the same. Okay, so the shaft is back in. To make life easier for me, you can see I put a marker where the mark was on that Rockshaft arm. And that is going to correspond to a V mark on the end of this shaft here. So those have to line up. And then that'll get you oriented here. Don't forget your little spacer in there. And that's bolted back on. All right, well, we got our new O-ring in here. Got this cleaned up. This is kind of all gunky. Slap that on, put our bolts in, wire tie them, and I think we're ready to maybe put the seals on the end. Got to see what's next in the manual. All right, so we got new oil seals to put in here. This is the new one. You can see it's your conventional oil seal. I actually got this one from Advanced Auto Parts. Here's the old one. So you can see it's kind of a different seal. I figure this was probably the original because you don't really see seals like this, at least very often anymore. They're all kind of this newer style. And it just so happened to have the right size pipe to pound that in. Got the other one in, so we'll put a little oil on this and drive this in. And voila. All right, so I'm ready to put this piston in. I've got the new seal on. And this kind of threw me off, gave me some trouble. So the old piece that I pulled off was truly an old O-ring. Then one of these spiral washers. Well, when you order it from John Deere now or an aftermarket place, you get basically this. It's like a flat rubber ring. And then this flat ring on the outside. So the O-ring goes on fine, but then that, sits down in the groove. And as shocking as it is to me, this plastic ring is what goes on the outside. And getting that on was kind of a bear. You got to stretch it a little bit to get it to go on. It was enough that I didn't think I was doing it right, and I ordered the actual one from John Deere. Of course, I just spent 3 times as much to get the same part. So we'll see if I can return that one. Not that one. That was not the John Deere one, but anyways, so I got this rotated so the shaft is all the way up. We'll slide this in there, and then I think we're ready to put the cap back on. I'll get my new ring to go in here, and almost together. Okay, so got the piston in. I ended up having to use a piston ring compressor to get the piston in, and then got the cap on, the cover. Got these arms on. Make sure they're oriented correctly. There's some notches, I think, on that arm over there. That kind of told me the orientation that they went. So yeah, I haven't put the valve assembly on, valve housing. I think I'm just going to do that later, and I'm not ready to put this on the tractor yet. So I think I'm just going to end this video here. Plan to use the skid loader to kind of lift and align the rear end of the tractor onto the front half when I put it back together, and reaching capacity of the skid loader, so I don't want all of this weight on there. Yep. All right, so one more thing done. Still waiting on parts to come through to go get them and put this tractor, make it back into one. So if anyone has any questions or wants to email me what projects they're working on, feel free to reach out at danielfarmchannel@gmail.com. Hopefully get some more videos coming soon here, but we'll see. Just been kind of busy. So you all have a good day, and we'll see you on the next video.